Race is a primary identity out of which culture comes, and without which you can't sustain a civilization. But I personally believe that it is the going up from that which is rooted and that which is physical that life's really about. There's always a socialism in totally racialist movements. In the end, race is a materialism, but because the whole of the liberal left consensus denies that it's foundational to create civic structure, they've based societies on considerable lies. They've also opened the door to the demographic doom of their own group, in part or in whole. And they've also made a cardinal mistake about the nature of civilization, because you will inevitably water down almost, maybe not quite, but almost to nothingness, the culture that you can create if you deny that there is a physical basis to life. But there is a physical basis to life. Madness is physiological, perversion is physiological, physical excellence is physiological, beauty is physiological, people can do quite a bit with what they've got, intellect is physiological. These things are primary and are prior, and life is based upon them. Mental illness is physiological. The desire to take drugs all day is physiological, at least in part. It's socialised, it's culturalised, but there's a physical basis to it. So to deny that there's a physical basis biologically to the very nature of your own state and society is to render yourself in an impossible position. Contemporary Western leaders believe with Obama that you can have a sort of post-racial civilization. You can have an attenuated society of groups that are partly broken down, particularly around the edges, and that always minimise and deny the strength and self-assertiveness of their own cultures, if you deny the primal ethnicity that lies underneath it. So everyone can agree just not to differ too much so there won't be conflict, but that's not a civilization. That's just a group-based society where people paddle along and hope to avoid getting into trouble. In 40 years, on present trends, if nothing is done at all to reverse things, well, we'll have gone down with a whimper, basically. We'll be a tiny proportion, ethnically and racially, of the society. Liberal mores will have taken over to such a degree that large parts of the intermediate social structure, such as the family and so on, will have collapsed, will have completely collapsed. And there'll be total and utter atomization, and individuals will sort of be alone and bereft. I don't think they can go much further. I think the liberal curve has stopped and is negotiating its recession. The point is what replaces it, and deep down that's a matter in many ways of courage. A lot of the problems that face us are ethical.